government spending is supposed to boost growth, but at what cost? So, John, here's the question. A great question. Is Canada's growing public debt a smart investment in the future, or a bill our generation will be stuck paying?
It depends on what it's spent on. So, the way the theory basically goes is that if debt is spent on productive assets, it's a good tool to use. If it's spent on unproductive assets, then it's bad and wasteful, right? Now, that's pretty obvious. A less obvious thing about national debts, though, that a lot of people don't realize, and again, I talked about this in the interest rate video, is that first, the debt basically isn't as important as a lot of people think, and I'm sure that you hear a lot of information about, the debt, but it's almost irrelevant, to be honest, and I'll tell you why. The first is that most of it's internally owed, which means that the government basically owes it back to its own country. Now, the reason why this isn't such concern is because your own country can't withdraw funds from itself, right? Whereas with the smaller portion, which is from foreign investment, those foreign investors can withdraw that money, right? So that can be a concern. But most of it is internal, right? So that's not really a big issue. And then the other point to suggest that maybe it's not such a big problem is with the, for example, if you went through the CFA curriculum, you would find the suggestion for undeveloped economies is about 4% above the net amount. Basically, if your debt exceeds, 4% of the total production of the year, right? That's considered unsustainable. Whereas in a lot of developed economies, we actually see it's much higher, and it's still not really considered a problem. Like in the U.S., for example, right? Yeah, they say it's unsustainable, but really it's been sustainable. It's not, yeah. Yeah, I think that's probably a good enough answer.
Amazing. If you found his answer, great. Like, comment, helps us get in the algorithm. Make this guy viral. Woo! He needs to eat. Yeah.